In 2022, Her Majesty the Queen will become the first British monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee after 70 years of service. And for over 40 years of her reign, we at Motability have had the honour of Her Majesty being our chief patron since our inception in 1977. And throughout that time, she has tirelessly encouraged our beneficiaries and our colleagues, culminating in celebrating our 40-year history at Windsor Castle in 2017. I would now like to introduce you to Motability's co-founder, Lord Sterling, who will tell us his experiences with our chief patron, Her Majesty the Queen.
The relationship with Her Majesty the Queen, and particularly the role that she was prepared to accept as chief patron of Motability, has been absolutely splendid for all of us who've been involved over the years. She was very keen to have the role of chief patron. There are many charities, hundreds of charities, which members of the royal family do, but I think as we look back on the areas and the number of events that she attended, if you want, over time, was absolutely splendid. That the Queen has had an inbuilt sense of service and duty, a very remarkable woman.
And now I'd like to introduce you to some of our colleagues who've had the pleasure of being with Her Majesty at some of those celebrating events.
So my best memory at Motability, and I'll have been here for 7 years, was to have the privilege to attend the Windsor event. She was very much interested in talking to the beneficiaries, and to me it just shows how much Her Majesty cares and has empathy towards our beneficiaries and everything that we do at Motability.
I've been to quite a few events where the Queen's attended. The Royal Chelsea Hospital, Westminster, Windsor.
I met the Queen many years ago when I first worked for Motability, and we were all invited to go up here to Buckingham Palace. I was a little bit overawed at the time, a little bit younger as well, so was just like a bit starstruck at the time.
She always come across as if she was always really interested in what we do as a charity. Having the Queen as our chief patron really does give Motability a credibility.
I think it really gives us a sense of pride and an honour for the Queen to be our chief patron.
Being on board the Gloriana was a real privilege. It was a true once-in-a-lifetime moment. For Motability to have played a part in such a historic moment in the Queen's reign is a real privilege. It's a real testament to the active support she's played over the years as our chief patron.
I would now like to introduce you to what the charity is really all about and what is at the heart of the charity, which is our beneficiaries.
I have a wheelchair accessible vehicle through Motability, and it has made a huge impact on my life. I describe it as a lifeline. Without my WAV, I couldn't get to hospital appointments, go to physio, hydrotherapy, swimming, go and meet friends, like go out and live.
So now that I've got the Motability car, I can go out whenever I want to, so I get to go and see my family and friends a lot more.
My vehicle is my independence, and without it, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that I do now.
It means that I can get Jake on where he needs to get to, back and forwards, without the need of using public transport. I can work. Jake has to go to London for appointments at Great Ormond Street, so being able to go down there and not having to use public transport, it's definitely a big thing in our lives, having a vehicle, a Motability vehicle.
When I got my Motability car, it meant I could start doing things. I could start doing voluntary work.
I love my driving. My driving is my independence. I've been given my life back.
My name is Samuel Pepe, and I was born with proximal focal deficiency. My disability restricts me from playing sports such as football. The mobility scheme has really been beneficial. I think this because the car helps me to get to different places like hospital appointments and more. Thank you.
So, once again, it's given enormous pleasure to many people, and I suppose colleagues certainly feel again privately that we're doing something special.